genuine. We are headed to West Palm Beach, and we're going to meet a dive team out here and see if we can find Mike Olson, who went missing from West Palm Beach in 1979. Then we got to the hotel, and we let the dog do a quick pit stop. We got up to the room, and wow, our Florida sunset's not dramatic or what. Then we decided, after dark, to make the drive that Mike drove that night. No, we're turning left. After a group of his fellow co-workers, and he went to the track for a couple hours. He then left and dropped his buddy Jim off at the church parking lot where they had left his vehicle. Then he drove from the church parking lot where that bottom circle is, up to that top circle, which was the Howard Johnson's Motel. We made that drive at night and also during the day, and this was the daytime drive. It's really just over a mile and a straight shot all the way up to the road that the motel is on. There are two possible paths that he could have taken. One where he goes straight through this intersection. Right now we're at Congress. The other where he makes a right like we did in the nighttime version and would have had to make a U-turn to get into the parking lot. This is the surface road that is behind the whole row of stores that are in the same area where the Howard Johnson's was on the very end. There's a furniture store that's there now. And there is a thinner canal that runs the entire length of the road, service road that we are driving currently. All of that had to be searched by the dive team, as well as another canal that's attached to the other side of the pond that you're going to see in a moment, that's behind where the old Howard Johnson's used to be in 1979. This is that pond in the back of the parking lot. These shrubs were not there at the time. It was basically sand. It says this is the first circle shot of the area. That's Paige, who brought this case to me, talking to the media. And this is a little bit closer of a shot of the retention pond that they searched on this particular day, along with one other site. And this is Brent Arrowwood out of Jacksonville with the Darkwater Dive Center that generously donated their time.
Who did you speak with at the police department?
Detective Izzo.
And what
her name is?
What they say?
She pulled the file when she got my message. She was the sheriff's department. She looked at the files and she said that she was surprised nobody thought about doing this before.
Yeah, could have been their first step.
Well, we'll get you past the first step. If it's on land, it's you.
Right? I know. Fortunately, you can't help us there. The Florida heat is dangerously high right now, so I am so grateful to these guys for spending the whole weekend doing this. They dragged magnets every few feet across both thin canals and then had divers swim the length of them, as well as the whole retention pond, to no avail. Luckily, the local news caught wind of what we were doing.
A decade-old cold case hoping to be solved in the West Palm Beach waterways.
Divers spent part of their morning searching in this pond behind me. We're right off of I-95 and Okeechobee Road, right behind the El Dorado Furniture. Now they're looking for any trace of Michael Olson or his car. Friends and family say he's been missing since 1979. Last seen here in this area. Divers with the Darkwater Dive Center driving down from Jacksonville to look for any trace of Michael Olson. Friends say Michael Olson went missing in November of 1979, just 20 years old, working an internship at a West Palm Beach country club. They say he was only here for 8 days when he went out for a drink with coworkers and disappeared. Almost 44 years later, the search continues with this dive group. The dive team has been in contact with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, along with friends and family of Olson, to narrow down their search. They say their goal right now is to find Olson's car, a 1979 maroon Grand Prix.
The worst thing that happens is we eliminate a place to look. And then we have to start looking in other directions and not get tunnel focused or laser focused on he's in the water. Maybe something else happened, but you have to eliminate the water. And that should have been done in 1979, but it didn't.
I will be covering Mike's case on season 20 of the Down and Away podcast, and we will have exclusive interviews with friends and family of Mike Olson.